Eala claims first WTA 1000 win of season versus Hailey Baptiste to start Dubai Tennis Championships. Eala opened her debut campaign at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships with a victory after first-round opponent Hailey Baptiste retired with the former leading 6-4, 0-1, with the Filipina securing her first WTA 1000 victory of the season as she closes out her Middle East swing. It was a repeat of the 20-year-old's thrilling 6-7, 7-6, 6-1 victory over the 39th-ranked American in last year's Lexus Eastbourne Open qualifiers. Eala showed early control from the baseline, navigating a tight opening stretch where both players held serve through the first 4 games. The set soon turned into a battle of returns, with 3 consecutive breaks on each side testing their serve patterns and second-ball responses. The decisive moment came at the 3rd break, which belonged to Eala to put the count at 4-3. Eala then capitalized to hold serve in the 8th game to get a 5-3 advantage before calmly serving out the set, leaning on depth and placement to dictate rallies. The second set began with another extended service game, Baptiste digging in to hold despite sustained pressure. But after just one more game, the American signaled discomfort in her abdomen and was forced to retire, handing Eala passage into the round of 32. Statistically, Eala's efficiency made the difference. She won 70% of her service points and landed 77% of her first serves, consistently putting herself in offensive positions. Baptiste, meanwhile, struggled to protect her delivery, committing 3 double faults that swung momentum during the critical stages of the opening set. Next up for the Filipina is a stern test against 6th seed Jasmine Paolini, a matchup that will demand sustained aggression and sharper execution as Eala looks to build on her breakthrough win in Dubai. A new dawn under the desert lights, Eala's Dubai breakthrough. On a crisp evening in Dubai, beneath the shimmering floodlights of the Aviation Club Tennis Center, tennis found its poetry once again, and Eala began to write a new chapter in her dazzling career. She walked onto the court not simply as a player, but as a story already in motion, a rising force on the Women's Tennis Association, Tour, a symbol of aspiration for millions from her native Philippines, and now, a contender staking her claim at one of the sport's biggest stages, the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships, a WTA 1000 event teeming with elite talent from around the globe. For Eala, this tournament was more than just another stop on the calendar. It was the culmination of months of work, of battles won and lost, of resilience tested, and tonight, a moment of triumph. The match that marked it all. Her opponent was Hailey Baptiste, a fierce competitor from the United States, powerful, fearless, and battle-hardened. The pairing promised a gripping opening round, a rematch of their previous encounter where Eala had eked out victory after enduring intense highs and lows on grass just months before. As the match began, it unfolded with all the rhythmic tension of a tightly wound story. Both players showcased their strengths, Eala's composed baseline play, her strategic depth and well-placed shots, contrasted with Baptiste's energetic fire and unpredictability. The opening set evolved into a tightly contested dance of momentum, breaks, and rallies. Eala navigated the stormiest moments with a maturity that belied her 20 years, claiming the first set 6-4. The crowd, a vibrant mix of tennis aficionados and enthusiastic supporters, witnessed a performance that was as much about poise as it was power. Then came an unexpected twist. Early in the second set, Baptiste signaled distress, clutching her abdomen. Eventually, after a courageous attempt to continue, she was forced to retire from the match. Eala was declared the winner. It was her first WTA 1000 match victory of the season. On paper, it was a victory. In substance, it was an inflection point. Beyond the scoreline, what this win really means. For many, a scoreline, especially one ending with a retirement, might feel anticlimactic. A victory by default lacks the audible fireworks, the clash of will at every point. But Eala's reaction told the world everything we needed to know. As she left the court, she did so not with celebration, but with compassion, extending heartfelt wishes to Baptiste and acknowledging the complexity of the moment. "No one likes advancing this way," she said in her post-match remarks, a sentiment resonating with respect and empathy rarely seen in professional sport. This moment reveals something essential about Eala. She competes with fire, but carries herself with grace. In the fierce arena of pro tennis, where every match is a battle, she blends competitive instinct with a grounded humanity. That duality, intensity and humility, is a core part of why her ascent feels larger than wins and losses. The weight of expectations. Eala's rise has been meteoric. Not long ago, she burst into the WTA's top 100 and has flirted with history-making performances at major events, including making deep runs at significant tournaments and breaking barriers never before crossed by a Filipino player. These achievements are badges of progress, but with them comes pressure, from fans, from aspiration, and from the sheer promise of potential. Young athletes often speak of carrying both hope and burden. For Eala, both forces seem to have shaped her into a player comfortable with spotlight and expectation alike. The Dubai victory, even in its unusual way, marks a critical stride toward establishing her as a consistent contender on the biggest stages. In a sport where breakthroughs can redefine careers, such moments, even subtle ones, matter deeply. The stage and the crowd. Dubai is where tennis royalty gathers, champions, legends, and rising talents, often converging under the desert sun to battle for ranking points, prestige, and momentum in a packed season. Into this cosmopolitan mix stepped Eala, buoyed not just by her own drive, but by an army of supporters, many donning her colors, waving flags, and elevating her presence with every cheer. It is one thing to represent a nation, it is another to inspire it. In her post-match reflection, Eala spoke of playing in front of the best crowd ever, a phrase that captures not just joy, but connection. For her, the crowd was not a backdrop, it was an active witness to her journey, an affirmation of the path she's forging. Looking ahead, a test of growth. With this win, Eala moves into the round of 32, set to face arguably one of her sternest challenges yet, world number 8 Jasmine Paolini of Italy, a top 10 talent with all the guile and experience typical of elite players. This is where the story deepens. Against Paolini, Eala will likely need to expand her tactical blueprint, blend patience with aggression, and harness both physical and mental endurance at new levels. If her encounter with Baptiste was a preview of calm control and spirited competition, then Paolini will be the exam where ambition meets reality. For Eala, that's exactly where she wants to be. The bigger narrative, a rising star on the world stage. This match in Dubai, and this victory, are more than statistical footnotes. They are markers of a greater journey, one built on incremental gains, flashes of brilliance, and a determination that has taken her from junior success to serious contention on the WTA Tour. Consider her history, moments of near-historic achievement, like reaching the final of a prestigious